Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Velocity 2013 in Santa Clara. I'm here with Vik Chaudhary from Keynote Systems. Vik, how you doing?
Doing great, Mike. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Sure. So you gave an impassioned keynote this morning about the industry.
I felt excited.
Yes, and it's about there's $1 billion business here for someone to find.
Yes.
What exactly did you mean by that?
What I meant is that web operations and web performance has historically been a fairly niche market. Mm-hmm. It's been a market with a small total addressable space. And I really feel that the time has come where we can find the $1 billion opportunities, and the opportunities are there. And the reason is because the industry is using web performance in operations, like in retail or healthcare or finance or media. They are really going all out to build fast, scalable websites, web applications, native apps on smartphones, and that's really what's going on.
So there's an opportunity then for a enterprising group of people to put together a company that addresses the performance, the monitoring, the operations of making the web faster for everyone?
There's that opportunity, and clearly companies like us at Keynote, we are going after that opportunity. I also feel there's a opportunity for intrapreneurs, people who are employed in these bigger companies, to make a career out of web operations and performance and be able to make a name for themselves, and that requires being agile within the organizations they already work for. So there's a career opportunity there for each of these folks.
So intrapreneurs in large organizations, is that much like what enterprise DevOps would be, or enterprise WPO as well?
DevOps is a good example of a classification that has sort of grown out of need. Mm-hmm. And it never existed before. There was development, there was operations, and never the twain shall meet. So DevOps has come out of the need to have folks. There are other opportunities as well. For example, in the area of e-commerce optimization, there are teams that use Google Analytics and they use products like Keynote. And how do you put together performance and understand the impact on conversions, the impact on revenue, the impact on the site metrics that those teams use? There's opportunities there as well for new teams to come up.
So some of that opportunity could be in the retail business, where a shopping cart goes down on Christmas Eve.
Right.
Can cost a large retailer millions and millions of dollars.
Yes.
And there's an opportunity for someone to fill that in that company, not necessarily from the outside. Is that the entrepreneurial mentality?
That is the entrepreneurial mentality. That's right. So today, when performance problems like that happen for e-commerce sites or retail sites, it's usually the operations teams that are worrying about it. But increasingly, with the rise of DevOps, developers are beginning to worry about this too. And so performance is getting built into their practice. There's all indications that this should go towards the business teams as well. The VPs of e-commerce and VPs of online business, their teams, they talk about marketing organizations getting more and more technology funding nowadays. So there are opportunities for growth for people who want to be able to make a name for themselves in the area of performance optimization, conversions, and so on.
So if you had one thing to tell a CIO,
right,
who's in charge of a large, let's say, Fortune 500 company,
right,
what is the one thing that they're going to see by deploying really good DevOps and WPO in the organization?
They will meet their online customers' needs much better. They will build a fantastic experience for their customers, and that's really what matters at the very end.
Is it going to cost that CIO a lot of heads and a lot of people and time, or is there a trade-off that they're going to make? Or
that's a great question. There really shouldn't be, because the old world of being able to manage your performance inside your infrastructure required all of that, required lots of people, required software upgrades, databases to be installed, people to be trained on using those databases, reporting servers to be set up. That was expensive. That was an old application performance management world. The new world, it's all done in the cloud. You don't have to run any of these servers. Just like Amazon is running your IT for you, companies like Keynote and many others should be able to run your web performance and mobile performance for you.
So are we going to see a new generation of people who don't understand how to buy hardware because it's all being done for them somewhere else?
I absolutely believe that. I believe that the levels of abstraction that happen is really interesting. You know, when I went to college in your hometown, we actually had to get bread boxes and be able to wire them up, and then we built those bread boxes into computers, and then wrote the operating systems on top of it and programming languages on top of that and compilers. But you don't need to know the whole stack anymore. Today you can focus on the application and you would never even touch the machine or even look at it.
So conceivably, we're going to have much better instrumented apps and maybe less visibility into the stack behind it.
Well, the technology stack is not just the hardware, it could be the application layers in the stack. So, but it is true that the stacks that have to do with the network and the infrastructure and the machines themselves, that could be completely abstracted. And there's really no reason why most app developers should be worrying about that stack. It's sort of like electricity. Do you really think about how the electricity is stored or managed for you?
Turn it on, it goes on.
Turn it on, it goes on. Plug in your appliances and it works. And that's really what you want to get to. You want people to focus on building the TVs and the toasters and the refrigerators and the computers of the world. Those are the applications.
So looking towards the future, and for Keynote and for this industry, one, where do you see Keynote going, and where do you see the industry going? And if they're different, why, or if they're the same?
Right. I believe they are different. And that's why I believe there are many billion-dollar opportunities out there for companies. So the one opportunity for us to be a billion-dollar company is to be the one company that measures the end-user experience and helps you perform better, helps you test it on different mobile devices, so it's fast and it works. That's our opportunity, and we're delivering that through we have two different product lines, one focused on performance, the other focused on mobile testing, and we do both of those. But there are other opportunities that go downstream from there. How is your infrastructure stack doing? How is your applications working in the cloud? How is your web operations remediating performance problems? How do you fix things without requiring human beings to do everything? Those are big, big problems, and there are opportunities lying in wait there for someone to go and build it better.
And then there's all the methodologies, the continuous deployment, the agile, that someone needs to layer into that same culture as well.
And that's where the gurus and the practitioners come in, and many of them and us, we're speaking at events like this to help people understand how do you make the best use of the tools that you have, the problems that you face, and that's all expertise. Great thing is I'm noticing that the title of performance analysts or operations specialists or DevOps teams, these are titles that are carrying a lot of weight nowadays because it requires certifications, it requires a deep amount of knowledge. It's not something that you hire somebody right out of college and they learn in a year. It takes time. It's a craft.
Yep. So Vik, I look forward to seeing you at Future Velocities, New York, London, Beijing, wherever we end up.
I love traveling.
Thanks. We'll see you. Thank you.
Thank you.